What's up, you guys? It's Martin here, and today I'm going to share with you 10 things I wish I knew before going into Western University. This is a list of things that I wish I knew from the get go, and I think it will be very important for you guys to know as well. I know it might be an exciting or maybe even scary time for you guys as you're going to spend the next 4 years studying and living on your own. So I really hope this video helps you out. So, with that said, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm so this video gets pushed out to more people who need to see it. And with that out of the way, let's get right into the video. The first thing I wish I knew was university is not going to be exactly the same as high school. Coming out of high school, I consistently achieved high grades, and in my senior year, I even got the highest mark in the grade for biology. So, going into university, I thought I was going to have an easy time and everything was going to be fine and dandy, like academically at least. I thought that things were going to be exactly the same as they were, because I did so well in high school, so university shouldn't be any different. Oh yeah, 4.0. Oh yeah, it's so easy. But it's not like that. But one thing I really learned this year is be humble or be humbled. And I believe it's really important for everybody to stay humble no matter what circumstances they are in. The second thing I wish I knew was to not rush into things when you're not ready. And what I mean by that is taking more responsibilities, like more extracurriculars and clubs. Because most of you guys are going to be adapting to the new university lifestyle that just taking on more than you're ready for can be really overwhelming. Most people spend time adapting to living on your own, living with friends, and generally a larger course load that they can't really take on extracurriculars, and that's fine. Just take things one step at a time, and sometimes it might be better that way. Everyone adapts at their own pace, so don't feel like you're missing out or you're not living the life that you want to live just because it takes a little longer for you to adapt to these changes. Taking on too many responsibilities too soon might leave you overwhelmed and maybe even burnt out, and you want to just take things slowly, so try to ease in and get comfortable first before you take on all these crazy responsibilities, so you don't burn out within the first few months of school. The third thing I learned is to have an open mind, because it opens so many possibilities for you. If you don't open up to people, then how are people supposed to know you? So go in with a positive attitude and share your life with others, because nobody's going to know what's going on in your life without you telling them. Nobody has the ability to read others' minds. So the next time you feel like you have nobody to talk to, it's not because nobody cares, it's because nobody knows. And it's just as simple as talking to someone that you trust. The fourth thing I learned is to take risks because we're young and we have energy to do so right now. And also, as like an 18-year-old, you don't have much to lose either. So if you had a business idea or a side hustle that you were passionate about, or just hobbies in general, at least try your hand at those things, even if it's slightly risky, because if you don't like what you're doing, then what are you doing? What I'm trying to say is that we're young, so we can afford to take risks, so why not do it? Don't leave it off until you're like 50 and you look back and you say, I wish I did that. And because we're young and we're taking risks, the fifth thing I learned is that it's normal to fail and it's okay because we can learn the most out of our failures, and it's really important that we have those experiences that shape us as a person. Because if we never take risks and fail, we'll never develop into the person that we need to be in the future. Like, for example, an entrepreneur can never have a successful business if he never took the risk to even start one in the first place. What I learned through my failures this year is that you only truly fail if you give up. So keep trying your hardest even if your situation is kicking you down. The sixth thing I learned this year is to enjoy the little successes that come during the pursuit of your goals. I think that a big struggle for me this year was trying to look too far into the future and see a really big goal that seems almost insurmountable. But what I'm forgetting is that the journey towards that destination is actually more beautiful than the destination itself, and that I should enjoy the little things that come on the way there. I feel that this year I've been looking too hard at the end goal that I lose sight of what's really important to me right now, which is in the present. So really just keep your mind in the present and really enjoy the little victories that you earn along the way to your final goal. I realized that the more I try for something, the harder it seems because I get more impatient to reach that final goal. So I should just let loose a little bit and try to do things a little bit more naturally. So instead of directly staring at the goal that I have in mind, I should just take what I have that's right in front of me and work one step at a time towards that final goal. Seventh thing I learned this year is that you should actually work consistently, because the workload in university is actually a bit more tough than high school, because in high school you only needed to take 4 courses and in university you had to take 5 courses per term. And another thing is that reading week doesn't mean doing absolutely nothing, because you still need to study, and that's why it's called reading week. But it also doesn't mean cramming everything into the last minute. So if you study consistently, just a little bit every day, then reading week can really be enjoyable, because if you're working consistently over time, you'll gradually see your results improve, because the way to get good grades in university is just be consistent with everything that you do. And to improve on consistency, that's point number 8, and that's to plan and schedule your time. Because with more responsibilities and things to do and more things to get distracted by in university, it just calls for a greater need of greater organization. And through scheduling and planning your time and setting more structured schedules for your studying, it can really do wonders for your performance academically and for your work-life balance in general. Being disorganized will really hit you hard in university, and you can't really cram like you did in high school. So that's a really important point to keep in mind. The ninth thing I learned is to join clubs, because you meet like-minded people that have similar interests to you. And if you're having trouble finding friends, then this might be really helpful for you. I know in high school I barely joined any clubs, but I feel that it's really important to get involved in the school, and I'm glad that I did get involved in clubs, because otherwise I'd be holed up in my room all day doing nothing but studying, which is basically what I did in high school. So if you're looking for a refresh or a restart from doing nothing in high school, start with some clubs. Put yourself out there. And again, point 3, have an open mind. And yeah, university should be pretty fun if you approach things with a positive attitude and are open to people. And the 10th thing I learned this year, and wish for you guys to know, is that you should learn to ask for help as easily as you give it. Like, I had trouble with this because going from high school, I didn't really need to ask the teachers any questions because the content was more straightforward. But if you ever miss a point or anything, it's never a bad thing to ask for help. It's not like the teachers aren't here to help you or they're there to just turn you down. They have resources like their office hours. So even if you're too afraid to ask in class, you can always go on your own time because they really put themselves out there to help you. Well, at least most of them. But think about it this way. If you're willing to help someone out, then what's the difference between the professor helping you? They're also human too, so just learn to ask for help as easily as you give it. And for me, I learned this through one of the biology midterms in my first term, which the teacher explained 2 slides in like less than 2 minutes. And nobody really caught it until it was worth 3 questions on the midterm. So office hours, they help. As I was editing, I didn't really realize that I didn't preface this by saying that I'm not saying this stuff because I think I'm a wise guy on the internet or something. This just serves as a little bit of a reflection for me, and I hope that it helps you guys gain a better insight of what it's like to be a first-year student at university and what to kind of expect, and maybe some ideas that will help you be able to adapt a little bit better to your new college or university life. So I want to leave you guys off by saying that one of the most important traits of being a university student, or just as a person in general, is to be tenacious in pursuing your goal. And by that, I mean never giving up. And I think that that's one of the most important characteristics that you need to develop in order to do well in university. Because you're going to have some times that you're feeling down or that you don't feel like working. And sometimes you just feel like you're a failure, or you might experience imposter syndrome or something like that. And just realize that you just have to encourage each other and push through, and you'll make it in the end. It's never going to be an easy process. Some people may have the first year easier than others, but overall, just take it slowly and take it as a learning process, because you will realize quickly that once you reach the top of the hill, you look up and then there's an even bigger hill. So, don't rush into things and just take things slowly, and one step at a time, day by day, you'll get better at this. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me or leave them in the comments down below. I'll be glad to help you guys out because, we're in the same boat and we're all in this journey together. And just for a summary of the video, that's in the description below, as always. And yeah, if you have any questions, concerns, you can leave that for me, and I'll try to do my best to get back to you for that. And I'll leave myself from the past to wrap up this video, tell you to smash the like button and all that. And yeah, it was a fun first year. And I hope you guys will have a good time coming in and experiencing that for yourself. So I'm excited for all of you. You're excited for yourselves. And I hope it's not too nerve-wracking of a process. There's no point of really stressing about it right now because you can't really do anything about it. So just approach everything with an open mind and yeah, enjoy it. I'm going to leave it off to myself from the past to wrap up this video. So that's about it for this video. Hope it helped you out. And if you haven't already, smash that like button and hit subscribe to see more content like this. And yeah, that's it for me. See you.